Zoom interviews are not the same as a face-to-face interview. You must prepare for your Zoom interview in an entirely different way. So, if you have a Zoom interview coming up soon for any role or company, make sure you watch this tutorial from start to finish, because the tips I am about to give you will help you pass at the first attempt. And just very quickly, if you are new to this channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thousands of you are passing your job interviews at the very first time. I can only help you if you are subscribed. And please give the video a thumbs up, give it a like, because that motivates me to create more content for you. Okay, let's jump straight into the presentation. So to help you pass your Zoom interview at the first attempt, I will teach you the following 3 things in this video. Number 1, I will give you 8 important Zoom interview tips. Now, these 8 tips will ensure you impress the hiring manager and beat the competition. Number 2, I will then give you sample answers to the most common Zoom interview questions. Now, there are specific questions hiring managers ask in Zoom interviews. I will tell you what those questions are. And then finally, number 3, I will tell you where you can instantly download my full set of 21 Zoom interview questions and top scoring answers in a PDF guide. Okay, let's get started, and I will give you those top 8 Zoom interview tips to help you prepare. Here we go. Zoom interview tip number 1. Make sure you take your Zoom interview in a quiet location that is free from any distractions. This is important. Now, background noise or people coming in during your Zoom interview will not be helpful. Plan ahead and choose a quiet location. You can even put a note on your door saying, "Interview in progress, please do not disturb." Zoom interview tip number 2, make sure your background looks tidy and professional and there is sufficient lighting. Now, a cluttered or disorganized background will give the impression to the hiring manager you are disorganized. Check your background in advance of your Zoom interview to impress the hiring manager. Zoom interview tip number 3, make sure you charge the battery on your laptop or connect it to an electricity supply, and also make sure there is a strong internet connection or Wi-Fi signal in your room. Now, if your Zoom interview cuts out due to a poor signal, the hiring manager will see this as you lacking organizational skills. Zoom interview tip number 4, make sure you download the latest Zoom software before your interview. Now, the day before your interview is scheduled to take place, log on to Zoom and download their latest software update. If you don't, you may end up being late for your Zoom interview because your system will automatically search for updates, which can take several minutes to download and install. Zoom interview tip number 5, make sure you test your microphone and speaker settings on your device. Now, one of the biggest problems people encounter during Zoom interviews is their microphone, speakers, or headset do not work properly. They can't hear the hiring manager, or the hiring manager can't hear them. Make sure you check these things before your Zoom interview so that everything runs smoothly. Zoom interview tip number 6 is to make sure you wear a professional outfit. This is very important. Now, just because it's an online interview doesn't mean you should lower your standards. You should still wear a professional outfit, because this tells the hiring manager 2 things. Number 1, you care about getting the job, and number 2, you have high standards. Zoom interview tip number 7 is to make sure you look into the camera on your device. Now, there is a tendency to look at the hiring manager on your screen during a Zoom interview, but to really grab their attention, make sure you actually look at the camera on your device, because this shows you are maintaining eye contact. Now, this takes a little bit of practice to get used to, so give it a try before your Zoom interview. And Zoom interview tip number 8, before I give you those questions and answers, is to make sure you smile. Again, this is important because it's harder to interact with someone on Zoom because you don't get the same connection as an in-person face-to-face interview. Don't forget to smile throughout your Zoom interview because this will definitely help build a positive connection with the hiring manager. Okay, so now that we've covered 8 of the most important tips for passing your Zoom interview, let's start working through the interview questions I recommend you prepare for, the tips for giving great answers, and my sample responses. Here we go. Zoom interview question number 1 is, please introduce yourself. Now, when introducing yourself in a Zoom interview, talk about the skills and strengths you have that match the role, any relevant experience or qualifications you have, achievements you have gained in your life, and what your plan is when they hire you in the position. Here's my top scoring answer to help you. Please introduce yourself. Thank you for this opportunity. I've been looking forward to the interview. I would describe myself as a positive, industrious, hardworking and loyal person who fits into a team quickly and supports their co-workers to achieve the team's goal. I graduated from college with qualifications in subjects that are a great fit for this industry, and I have experience working in various positions where the need to collaborate on difficult projects and deal with customers promptly was essential. I am a high achiever. In my last position, I was regularly praised by my manager for my fast pace of work and flexibility. If you hire me, I will be a great role model and take responsibility for my professional development to always give you a great return on your investment. Zoom interview question number 2 is, why do you want this job? Now, when answering this tough question, focus on 2 things. Number 1, you being passionate about this type of work. And number 2, the job actually being with their company, which you have researched. Here's a brilliant answer. Why do you want this job? I want this job because it is a role I am very passionate about. We spend a lot of time at work, and I want that time spent doing something I enjoy, where I can see the results of the contribution I am making. I also want this job because it is with your company. I researched you before applying, and I am attracted to your forward-thinking and innovative approach to business, and I believe your company values align with mine. And just very quickly, before I move on to Zoom interview question number 3, if you want to download my full set of 21 brilliant answers to difficult Zoom interview questions, check out that link. Zoom interview question number 3 is, what are your greatest strengths? Now, the easiest way to answer this next tough interview question is to align your strengths with those listed on the job description and person specification. So here's my top scoring answer that contains strengths all hiring managers seek the most. What are your greatest strengths? My greatest strengths include my resilience during difficult situations, how I take ownership of challenging problems, and my passion for continuous improvement and development. Other strengths include my commercial awareness and collaboration skills. I understand the basics of how a business operates and that I must do a great job for you, help improve customer service standards, and do all I can to help you save money. Zoom interview question number 4 is, what is your biggest weakness? Now, do not give a weakness that matches anything featured on the job description. Here's perhaps the best weakness you can give in a Zoom interview. What is your biggest weakness? My biggest weakness is currently public speaking. I am not yet confident at giving talks or presentations to large groups of people. However, this is a skill I want to develop, so if there are ever any opportunities in this role for me to give talks or presentations, then I would love to give it a try. Zoom interview question number 5 is, why should we hire you? Now, this common Zoom interview question must be answered with enthusiasm and passion, because they will take yours and the answers of the other candidates and then decide which one person is going to add the most value to their company in the position. So here's my brilliant top scoring answer to help you. Why should we hire you? You should hire me for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, I am an excellent fit for the job description and a fast worker, meaning I can come into the role and make an immediate and positive impact. Number 2, I am great with people and will deliver excellent customer service to help you increase sales. And finally, number 3, you should hire me because I am positive about change and I am flexible. I will support you in new company initiatives and complete tasks outside of my job description when required to assist the company. Okay, so there's lots of tips and sample answers to Zoom interview questions. These are going to help you pass your interview at the first attempt. If you want to download my full set of 21 brilliant answers to difficult Zoom interview questions, make sure you check out that link right now in the top right hand corner of the video. Head straight through to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download the answers I just gave you in this tutorial plus a further 21 brilliant responses. Check out that link. Also, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, give the video a like because that really does motivate me to create more content for you. And don't forget to connect with me on LinkedIn. I have put my LinkedIn link in the description below the video. It is always a pleasure to connect with like-minded professionals such as yourself. Thank you for watching and I wish you all the best for passing your Zoom interview. Have a great day.